So what do you expect me to say?
Let's get him!
I know you feel this way. Coming after you.
Hey there, what's up internet? My name is BlackLightAttack and today I've got a PU match versus Dean Blaid. I love playing Dean Blaid, but I'm trying to cut down on the length of my intro, so let's just get right into it. So Dean is a really creative battler, which I really like to see. He goes outside of the norm. I've played him quite a few times. I think this is like the third match with him I've posted on my channel, but I'm going to lead off with my Stun Fist. He's going to lead off with his Simisear, who I assume is probably choice specs. But I'm going to go for the Stealth Rock either way. He switches out, I guess, fearing me being a special defensive set, and he is going to go into his Wormadam Ground. He goes for a substitute on my switch, while I switch into Mantine to take an Earthquake or Signal Beam or whatever he wants to go for. And so here I'm going to protect just to see what he's going to do, and he goes for the Sucker Punch. So now I'm thinking, okay, offensive Wormadam, which is what he's running. I didn't know that actually the Wormadam forms all have different stat spreads. I actually thought that they all had the same stats, kind of like I don't know, a lot of Pokemon that have different forms, like Rotom. Rotom and all of his forms have the same stats, but aside from the base Rotom form. But Wormadam actually shifts his stats and his typing around, which is pretty interesting. But so I'm going to go for the Toxic, and maybe he predicted this because he goes into his Bronzor here, who obviously is immune, so that sucks. I'm going to stay in and go for the Scald and just really hope I'm going to get the burn. And I do, which is really lucky because that puts a ticking time limit on his life, because Bronzor doesn't really have any reliable form of recovery, and he doesn't have leftovers or anything, so this thing is really bulky. I've played a few Bronzors before, and unless you can get a burn on them, they are extremely difficult to take down. Even with super effective attacks, they take them really well. Yeah, so I get the burn on him, so that's great. He's going to get a Toxic on me, but I'm not too worried because I am carrying a Heal Bell on the team in the form of Grumpig. So I'm going to go into Fat Gardevoir here, who is actually running a pretty unique Choice Scarfed support set. This is a super troll set. It's got Heal Bell, Taunt, Trick with the Choice Scarf, and just a mono attack and Psychic. I usually use Gardevoir for this, but I figured since I was going to go PU anyway, I might as well just switch it to Grumpig, because Grumpig is the same moveset. Now he's gone out into his Maractus while I go for the Heal Bell, but since I'm Choice Scarf, that means I have to switch out this turn. And I figure the best one to take anything from this guy would be Simisage, just in case he wants to go for the Leech Seed or the Grass Attack. He goes for the Grass Attack Seed Bomb. So this is a physically offensive Maractus, but right now I'm not really sure if maybe Simisage is just that squishy or what. So I'm not sure what set he is running right at this point in the game, but I do know now that he's physically offensive. But I went for the Rock Slide, just hoping to hit something. I did expect him to switch out. I don't have anything super effective against other grass types anyway. But he's going to go to his Bronzor, who's not going to survive two of those thanks to the burn that I got earlier. And he's going to switch into Wormadam, I guess realizing that I'm choiced and knowing that his Wormadam can actually take a hit. But he's going to go out and then go for the Bug Bite, which surprisingly KOs. Maybe not surprisingly, but it was surprising to me at the time because I just assumed that Wormadam would be a defensive set and Bug Bite is very low base power. But nope, he is running an offensive Wormadam, which is why I love playing Dean Blaid. He just runs these really awesome sets. So I'm going to scare him out with the Mantine because he really can't do anything to my Mantine. He switches into Walrein, who is going to get Toxic, which is certainly not bad, especially because I find out that, pretty soon that he is a bulky Roar set. I don't know if he has any sort of offenses built into this thing, maybe like speed. Nah, probably not speed if he's using Roar. I don't know what he's running, but I do carry the Protect, so I am going to just Toxic Stall him a little bit, get a little bit more leftovers recovery. I see that he's going for the Roar, and he does have Stealth Rock up, so he is going to be getting a little bit of residuals. And now I'm thinking that Cacturn, or not Cacturn, Maractus. Did I call it a Cacturn earlier? That Maractus must have been a spiking set, because if he's running the Roar and the Stealth Rock, he's probably running spikes as well. But anyway, he's gonna drag me into my Scarfed Magmar, and now I'm thinking I really don't want to miss a Focus Blast or a Fire Blast, so I'm just gonna go straight for the Psychic. That should KO, but he lives, which is a tiny bit, which is pretty disappointing. He's gonna roar me out. Not really that big a deal though. It does suck that I'm gonna take more residuals, but whatever. He lives with a smidge. He's going to die this turn to toxic damage, and now I'm sitting here with my Stun Fisk, which is great because Stun Fisk does wall a large portion of his team. But unfortunately, that Wormadam is really the one thing that does threaten Stun Fisk with a super effective Earthquake. And I can't do anything to it because it resists my 2 stabs. I carry the Earth Power and Discharge, but unfortunately he resists Earth Power and is completely immune to Discharge. So I am going to hit him with the Earth Power, and it doesn't even break his sub, even though he has no defensive investment. Or no, you know, he probably has HP investment. He's probably HP, full attack. He's going to go for the Earthquake on this turn. I pretty much have no choice but to stay in and make sure that I get that sub broken. And that, even though I'm physically defensive, that Earthquake is going to deal a lot of damage to me. So this thing is actually pretty effective, which I am impressed with. Now, it's been a while since I played this game, so I don't remember what happens here exactly. Okay, I call back, figuring even if he goes into his substitute, he can't really do anything to Mantine anyway, and on top of that, don't want to take an Earthquake, so Mantine is the one to switch into. If he did get a substitute up, there isn't much he can do to me while I break it with a Scald, so not really a big deal. Now he's gonna run away because he really wants his Wormadam to do work, I guess. He's gonna go into his Maractus, I guess, hoping to get a Water Absorb. But really, I was just trying to get a Toxic on this thing because I don't see a Heal Bell or anything, and if I get a Toxic on the Wormadam, he's not going to be able to stall me at all with Substitute. And on top of that, I really don't mind having a Toxic on anything else on his team either, especially now the Bronzor's dead and can't come in to be immune. So he actually gets the spikes up here on my Protect turn. He probably did predict that, so that was a good call. And now that he's setting up spikes, I'm realizing that with all the residuals, I'm really not going to get a chance to get in Magmar later in the game. And on top of that, I may have an opportunity to go for like a Fire Blast sweep here, considering I am Scarfed. So I am going to hopefully be able to live the Sucker Punch. And unfortunately, I don't. But whatever. I mean, I knew that Maractus carried Sucker Punch. I thought maybe I could live it, but it's not that big a deal. Because now I'm going to try to go into Clang. Pretty much walls this thing, and I really want to get a Clang sweep. I actually have gotten a few. People keep like leaving early and stuff, and just not making the gameplay worth showing. But anyway, he goes for the Endeavor here, which is super unfortunate. I am surprised that he outsped. I think he is actually max speed investment. And he's going to die to Toxic this turn, but now, even though I got my Gear Shift up, I'm only at 36 HP, and there's not really much I can do, because he comes in with his Simisear, and it turns out that he's actually Choice Scarf, not Choice Specs, as I originally suspected, so he is going to be able to easily take me out from that range. I'm holding the Eviolite, so if I had been at full health, I might have been able to survive that, but who knows? It's over. Clank didn't get to do shit this game. So Mantine's going to come out. Mantine's really been the star of this game so far, just toxicking everything, protecting, doing all kinds of shenanigans stuff. But I went for the Protect that turn to see if he wanted to stick around and go for the Fire Blast, and either way just get some guaranteed leftovers recovery. He goes out in his Wormadam, I guess expecting the Scald and just trying to fodder off his Wormadam, but I'm just going to do that turn because Mantine does outspeed. Mantine has some decent speed under his belt, even though he's completely uninvested. So he's going to go out into his Hypno, and that's what I've been waiting for this whole time. I've really been wanting him to switch his Hypno in to take a Toxic, because Hypno is very difficult to kill without Toxic. But it turns out, and I should have known this because I played Dean before, and I have already seen this set. This is actually a Choice Banded Hypno, and this thing is surprisingly powerful. Now, it definitely would have KO'd Stun Fisk if he hadn't missed, so luckily he did miss, and I did get to get off a Pain Split, which allows me to take another hit and damage him a little bit. Now, I could have gone for another Pain Split on this turn. It wouldn't have helped me survive another turn, but I decided to go for the Discharge because I think it would have done more damage to him, and on top of that, it doubled my chances of getting a Paralysis on him this turn. Luckily, he got the Paralysis on the Static, and that's definitely what I wanted, because Fat Gardevoir only carries Psychic, which it does resist, and there's always the chance that Parahax might save me in that little confrontation. So he's going to finish me off on this turn, which is fine. And now it's time to see if Fat Gardevoir can take home the gold. So I'm going to come in, take a lot from the entry hazards once again, go for the Psychic. I'm down to half just from entry hazards. And unfortunately, he lives it with the tiniest sliver and doesn't get paralyzed. He's going to go for the Zen Headbutt. And even though it doesn't do that much, like just over a quarter to me, that is going to definitely make a difference, because I'm going to finish him off this turn. And now we know the only Pokemon he has left is a Scarf Simisear. and I believe I would have survived that fire blast thanks to the thick fat ability if it hadn't been for that last Zen headbutt. But that was a great game, Dean Blaid, so I thank you for playing with me. He doesn't have a channel, but there are other videos that I recorded that are on my channel where I fought Dean, so I'll put them in the description. But let me know what you guys think about the new sort of faster paced commentating style, not really bothering with team breakdowns in the beginning, and leave me a like if you did enjoy it. I will see you guys later.